Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. This is your bi-weekly updates. I haven't done an update in about 2 weeks. And so let's catch up on what's been going on in the stock market. In particular, we're going to look at DWAC as the first stock. Let me just expand this window a little more. I can't really see that. Okay, so last time I did an update, I believe was January, the end of January. And we were right about at $64. This went up all the way to 96 and came back down. But this is going to surge once again, probably past $100 on the 21st. That's when that social media enterprise will launch. So right now we're at, it seems like we're at levels of support at around 80. Looks like $80 is your support here. It's stable at that level. Although true support looks like 60, 45 to 60. Yeah, but it's going to spike again right back where it was at 175, maybe higher than that. So that's all for that. Okay, so I'm going to close that. Just going to ignore all those. A lot of fake news going on, especially regarding that company. Next is Ride. I looked at their ticker and it looks like they are at zero. I don't know if they went bankrupt, but I have no idea what's going on with Ride. 52-week range of $2 to 27. So let's see what's going on here in regards to this chart. Did Ride go bankrupt? Or is it just flatlined completely? So this video will only be it's only going to be a stock market update video. The following video will be regarding news and development, see what has been going on in the last 2 weeks. Okay, this chart is taking a long time to load, so I'm going to just reload it or stop it. Okay, and I apologize for the delay regarding the waiting, the loading times, just because I can't pause the video as I normally would pause the recording, but my hotkeys are not working. So if you use OBS or any variant, you'll know that you can pause recordings. I could try that right now and it won't work. That's just how things are going for me right now. So I'm just going to wait for this to load. So let's just talk about the stock market in general. I do believe we have a stock market crash going on. Again, I've said this many times, but I'm just going to repeat myself that the Dow Jones is not the best indicator of a stock market crash. It's really the individual stocks, especially the ones that have been trending for a long time. You know what? I'm just going to abandon that ship. It's not really going anywhere there. Let's just look at the ones that are open. QuantumScape looks like it's loaded, so let's look at that one. So QuantumScape is at $15, 52-week range of 13 to 71. So yeah, that is looking not so good, although this is a great stock, one of the best stocks you can invest in. It was down at $13, $14. So yeah, buy that at $13, $14. But again, this stock is going to really explode in the next 5 years. It's going to take 2 to 3 years for them to release their battery. So it's going to take a while. So there's a long-term hold. This is not a stock you want to buy right now, obviously, because their product is still a long ways off from being released. All right, next we're going to look at Bitcoin. Just going to open them up as they're loading. So Bitcoin is currently at $41,000. That's pretty strong compared to everything else that's going on around the world, especially oil and gas, especially inflation, and just a lot of things are dropping, except for the price of oil and gas. Crypto is pretty strong. It's relatively strong. I think that's surprising a lot of people, especially in light of what happened in March of 2020, when Bitcoin and the stock market had something of a crash. You can see right here it was as low as 5,000, but it's really not. it's not having any, it's not drawing back, it's not retreating back to this level. It's steady, it's strong, and it's holding support at above 30,000. So if this does drop down to 30, 35, I'd say that's a really good buy for you. And this is most likely heading to 100K in the next year or two. So Bitcoin is very strong right now. I'm not sure what's going to happen when, in terms of the international crypto, like individual countries releasing their own version of crypto. They're going to have their own centralized digital currency, apparently. That's the plan. We'll see what happens, but I still think Bitcoin is going to survive that because it is decentralized. That's the biggest, one of the biggest reasons why it's so appealing. And it's not limited to just one country. It's really far-reaching. It can be exchanged between any country, any countries. Microvision. Okay, if this chart loads, we'll look at that. Looks like this chart is a little stubborn. Okay, all right. This is this video is really terrible right now. I apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do regarding this internet connection. Just gotta go with the flow here. Looks like I've got like 20 or 30 tabs. I don't know, maybe that's why it's going so slowly. But okay, Vaxart. Let's see if that chart loaded. Pretty much I'm just looking at my favorite stocks. That's essentially what I'm doing right now. Just catching up with what has happened in the last 2 weeks. So Vaxart, oh, there you go. There's the chart that loaded. So Vaxart is currently at 489. The last month, it was actually as low as, what is this, 430? Okay, so it's not looking so good or bad. It's kind of just flatlining here. And the thing with them, their potential breakout is their vaccine pill. But I'm not sure. I think, to be honest, I think their pill is, I think it's a pipe dream, in my honest opinion, because if they would have made it, they would have made it by now. And even if they do release it, the overall sentiment with a lot of people and taking something new to meet a certain requirement is not going to fly. I don't see people just lining up to get this. So yeah, I'm going to just say, no, don't get Vaxart. Probably a flop at this point in time. So I'm really glad I did not buy that stock. Microvision, let's see if this is going to load. Okay, I'm just going to count these out. There's like at least 10, maybe 17 tabs. So all these, oh, there we go. Microvision loaded, 360, 52-week range, 261 to 28. So it is a little higher than that previous low. I think we hit the rock bottom just in the 28th. Okay, 27, 28th. So it is recovering a little bit, Microvision. I think brighter days are ahead for this stock. This is one of Trade's favorite stocks. It was up a long time ago, way up at $26 at one point. My goodness, what a killing people would have made. But now, I mean, who could have foreseen it going from these heights of February 2021 from $20, pretty much an average of, I'd say, 15, and then just collapsing along with the rest of the stock market at this incredibly low price. So this is a good buy if you know about this company, and I don't, but if you are well versed in this company and you know it, and you're bullish about them, and you're like Trey, then yeah, buy this one. But I can't recommend this one personally because I just don't know much enough. I don't know enough about that company to recommend that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, we're just gonna go to AMC. AMC is at $18, so I think it's recovered. It was as low as $14 last time I remember. So let's let this chart load. Okay, so here we go. There's the chart for AMC. And yeah, this was as low as $14. That's when I last remembered it at this level. 13, 14, and it went up to 18, went back down to 14, went up to 20. So it seems the resistance at this point is 18 to 20. But again, long-term investment outlook, you're looking at 40 to 60, 40, 50, 60. I do believe it will go back to those levels. It's going to take some time, but yeah, 14 looks like support right now in the short term. So perhaps I was wrong to say, it's going to go down to 5 to 12. So 14 is a really good buy for AMC at this point in time. Okay, so that's AMC for you. Next, I think it's only natural to follow that AMC with GameStop, with GME. And they're at 124. I remember them at 90. So it's recovered really strongly compared to AMC. Wow, okay, so really good news for GameStop people. That is a monster. It's just come back to life. Okay, so let's look at the last month. Because I do remember at 90. It was at 90, 96. Here we go. Where's that valley? Yeah, 88. It was at 88, 87, 88. So that's your support there in the near short term. AMC $14, GameStop 88. Really good number there, 88, and then went up to 114, went up to 128. So if you bought this at 88 and then you sell at 120, 120 plus, maybe even if you're hoping for another squeeze, I think you're in luck. I think this is going to happen again. We just don't know when. But that's pretty good. It's looking good for GameStop and even AMC to be. Okay, next is BlackBerry. I'm only looking at them because there were some posts on Wall Street Bets Wall Street Bets concerning BlackBerry, and I wanted to see if that reacted positively. And no, it doesn't look like it reacted at all. But let's look at the last month to see if there's any movement towards some kind of no, it's just downward. So yeah, Wall Street Bets put a spotlight on it for the shorts to short it, and it looks like it's just being shorted. Yeah, that's just sad. So that one is officially off the meme stock list, in my opinion. I think you can scratch BlackBerry out. Not that it's not a good stock. It is a good stock, but it's not a meme stock anymore, in my opinion. You can just say, yep, no longer meme stock status there. Okay, let's go back to the stocks. MMTLP, that's a really good one. Again, when it comes to MMTLP, it's not one that is where we look at support and resistance. It's just going to be the dividend essentially. So it's going to be whatever it's worth, whatever it eventually is worth, and that's pretty stable. Hasn't really fluctuated at all. 115 to as high as almost $2, but it's just flatlining because they're just waiting for the oil co to be official, and then the dividend is going to be announced, and they're going to give the worth of that, and then they're going to distribute it and release a statement saying this is how much it's worth, and etc. IronNet was at 380, okay, on the Friday there. So let's look at the last month for IronNet. That's one of the darlings of this channel. I still think they're going to recover. Yeah, they're at 270, and they spiked to 4, and is this $4, almost $5? The last 6 months, yeah, they were at $25. I bought this at $12 because I thought, hey, $12 isn't a bad price for this stock. Around here is where I bought it, considering what happened in the past. But no, it's only dropped down to sub 4. So this is a good stock if you're bullish on them. But we'll see. I think IronNet has got some tricks up their sleeve. And yeah, they have connections with All right, what's going on here? They have some news here. So I'll open this news item up for the next video. So I'm not going to read that. I'm just going to look at the numbers and focus on the news in the next video. So Metamaterials, the number one darling of this channel. Let's see where they are. I think they're pretty steady at $1.70, just under $2. They're having a hard time getting over that hump of $2. It seems they're being shorted at exactly like $2. They just can't get over that, but they will eventually. The levy will break. So, yeah, 138. Holy, that is a great price to get this stock at 130. Let's look at the last month and see what has happened the last 2 weeks since I was gone. So it was at 140. I remember that. Went up to 180. Okay, went down right back down to 1. Yeah, so it's just been it's been in a state of limbo, to be honest. Just can't break the $2. Okay, it broke $2 on the 10th, but shorted again. So this is a really good price for a stock that is worth easily $20. This is not a fluke what happened there. And that's based on not too much news, just the merger, but not actual, hard news saying that we have a deal with so-and-so and this is what's going on. The revenues are increasing and we have all our things are just, firing on all cylinders. No, it's just rumors. This is just based on rumors and it's just being shorted. So this is, again, one of the best stocks in the stock market, and time will tell. Time will show this to be true. We're going to see this in the next 5 to 10 years. Metamaterials will be one of the strongest stocks in the stock market. Coinbase, I think the same deal with this. This is a very strong stock. One of the best stocks in the stock market as well, besides Metamaterials, is Coinbase. And looking at the last month, yeah, this is a really good stock. At 166, this is easily worth $400. I think it was already at 400. Yeah, it was at 429. So past will prove future. You're going to see that and will rise up again. Look at this. It was at 350. This is going to roar right back up along with the price of Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin hits, 60, 70,000, we'll go right back up to 350. So really good buy for you if you like Coinbase and you don't want to, you're just too scared to buy Bitcoin for whatever reason. I understand those concerns because I was a victim of that. The crypto pitfalls that happen, like Mt. Gox kind of situation. So Kodak, 429. Let's look at the last month, see what they've been doing. So yeah, they were down at 340. So that was a good buy at 340 because they're finding some stability again above $4. And I think you can count on this stock going right back up to at least $6. So pretty good stock, especially if it just explodes. I don't think it will explode, but we'll see. Time will tell regarding Kodak. Okay, next stock. I'll look at that later. Clover. Clover's the other darling of this channel. Darling of Wall Street Bets as well. This was down at the 218 mark and went up to almost $3 just recently. So it is recovering. So that's good news. Clover is making a recovery in small increments, but it is recovering. And I do believe, we'll go right back up to $7 someday. 7, maybe even 10. Might take a year, might take 6 months, but I think we're on the way up. So Clover, I think, is gonna be here for a while. Sundial is one of the meme stocks. It was up 18% on the Friday. I want to take a look at the action with this. Okay, so it was at 41 cents. Now it's at 65. Let's look at the last 6 months. Okay, it was up at 92 the last year. Okay, yeah, this is like one of those casino stocks. You really don't know what's going on with this. And this is also a pot stock. And I kind of veer away from that. But I just want to take a look at this chart. So it's interesting. I personally would not recommend that. I will not buy that. Although I did buy it at one point. Naked. Oh, what happened? They still exist? Okay, looks like they might have been taken off. I don't see them anywhere. I think they've been removed off the stock market. Yeah, I don't see them anymore. It used to be Naked. Used to be a stock called Naked, and now they're gone. NAKD. I'll just open that. Maybe that's the one. Maybe they were... I really don't know if this is still the same one anymore. No, looks like they're gone. Okay, Naked has been taken off the market. Coinbase. Okay, that's new. We'll look at that later. Dow Jones. What to say about this? Looks like they're at 34,000 again. Does not reflect the rest of the stock market at all, especially GameStop, AMC, all the trending stocks. This was as high as 37,000. If it really did reflect the price of the, trending stocks that are very popular among most traders, this would be at, I'd say, closer to 20,000 maybe. If it was really reflecting the stock market itself, it isn't. So maybe even this is being manipulated, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just artificially inflated, because in reality, if the stock market was at 36,000 at its height and GameStop and everything was doing well, all the stocks I've been talking about, and now they're at like 50%, this should be like way down here. This should be actually down here. So something's going on where the Dow Jones is not reflecting the rest of the stock market. This should be here, at least at 26,000 or 30,000 or below. But this is not reflecting the rest of the stock market. I'm sorry, it just isn't. That's a fact. Crude oil, on the other hand, you can see how strong this is. This is just roaring like crazy. The dividend's going to go really crazy for Metamaterials. MMTLP is going to be worth at least $5. I'm going to say it right now. It's going to be at least $5. I'm going to just put that on lock. You can lock in $5 as a guarantee. It's going to be at least $5. There are no guarantees in life, but I'm just going to say right now, especially if this continues, this trend of oil, look at that. It's going to hit $100. That means the dividend will be at least $5, as much as maybe even $50. And this is what's going on right now. Price of oil is just going to it's going to the moon. It's going to go to at least 120. Might go to 100, 120. We'll see. Predictions are it might go to even 120. I saw a prediction of 120. So 7-year highs and supply jitters. And we know what happened in the United States. They used up all their oil reserves. And that was unwise, but they just did it because they don't have good leadership. They don't know what they're doing. Okay, and Sentonix, 242. They're down 33% on Friday. So let's take a look at what's going on here. The last month, holy smoke, it really took a dive big time. So 383. Wow, this is actually a really good buy at this point. I think this is an overreaction, because the news is really good for Sentonix. And I said I would not cover the news, but I will in this case, because this is a really big overreaction to what is positive news, very positive news for them. This is going to come right back to $3-4. This is going to go right back to $4, maybe higher. So Sentonix might be I'm going to recommend this right now. Sentonix is a good buy, a strong buy. Look at this. The FDA approved of their Eversense E3 continuous glucose monitoring. So we speak about Metamaterials in this channel as a glucose monitor. They have their own GlucoWise tech, which is truly non-invasive, but Sentonix has a similar technology, but it is invasive. But the big difference is they have FDA approval. Metamaterials is still waiting for that. So I think you're going to see this recover very strongly this week. Let's take a look at the last 5 days, actually the last month and then the last 5 days. So yeah, look at that chart. Wow. That is going to come right back up. I think what's happening is people are selling the news, but that might come back to bite them. Because again, it wasn't bad news. It was one of the best news reports that you could have gotten in regards to Sentonix, because that's their bread and butter is the glucose monitoring. My take, okay, I'm going to read some comments here, see what's going on. So yeah, so they got the FDA approval, and then yeah, went down to 33%, big sell-off. So it shows you that there's a lot of institutional investors in Sensonics. They're just waiting for that news to sell off. You have expected an upside on FDA approval day, but we got honest declaration by the CEO that share price based off of 90-day CGM, is that continuous glucose monitoring, are not too good because sales of the continuous glucose monitoring halted. I'll just call it CGM. Everything domestically and globally, okay. I wanted it to reach $5 to $6 in FDA approval to sell half. Right. For the longer term, dishonest management is worst case scenario. It's a scam. Okay, so this guy's pushing some FUD. It's hard to say. I mean, he could be right. It's hard to say. What is your opinion? Okay. I don't know. I think it's a good buy at this point in time. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you look at Dexcom and their stock is above $400, above $300. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But Metamaterials has their product as well. And they're not a one-trick pony like Sensonics is. But they are FDA approved. So, I don't know. I think it's going to go right back to 4, in my honest opinion. Okay, so that's all for Sensonics. And just take a look at Lordstown Motors. Save those 2 articles for the next video, just for the news. So Lordstown Motors, what's going on here? Do they have a chart even? Do they go kaput? Are they no longer with us? What's going on, Lordstown? All right. Oh, they have a chart. Okay. So it seems they opened the day at 305 and they closed at 304. So there was 0 change. Okay. So I thought they went flatlined, but okay. So they hit a low of 221, and that is around their 52-week low. So a lot of stocks did see their all-time low or 52-week low on the 27th, 28th. So that was the time to buy a lot of stocks, in my opinion. But it was hard to say that the stock market would recover because a lot of people were thinking that the stock market was crashing, was going through a crash. And a lot of people tell you it is crashing. And I am of that opinion that we're seeing something of a crash, or at least a big correction in terms of these trending stocks. So Lordstown is still alive and well. Maybe not well, but alive. Yeah, I would not recommend that one. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you very much for your support. Coming up next will be our news video. So I'm going to stop the recording here and do tune in for our next video that's just focused on the news. And in particular, we're going to look at metamaterials. Okay, God bless you, and God bless your investments.